Okay, so moving along, we're going to start talking about the fluid layout. Now switching between a fluid and a fixed layout is really easy to do in Bootstrap, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. If this is the first video you're watching, you might want to check out my intro to Bootstrap and my last video, which is about a fixed layout, and a lot of this will make much more sense. Okay, now to switch to a fluid grid, it's really easy. You just have to have dash fluid after your container, and you're also going to have to put it after each of your rows. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And then the main difference in a fluid and fixed is that your columns are going to stretch across with percentages rather than fixed pixels. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to save this as fluid.html. Okay, switch back over to our browser, and we're gonna all right. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same. Each of your columns now are stretching 100%, except for this one right here. So it means I probably forgot to add the dash fluid to that row, and indeed I did. Save that, switch back to the browser and refresh. There we go. So like I said, it's pretty much the same. However, you might notice one slight difference. Our two span 3 columns are not stretched across our span 6 column. And that's because when you're nesting in a fluid system, it's slightly different than a fixed. And if we go back to our fixed, you'll see that they take up the entire column. And that's because they equal their parent. We head back to our fluid. We actually need these to equal up to 12 because fluid grids are based off percentages. So we have a couple of options. We could add 2 more divs, each with a span of 3, or we can just offset that by 6. Hit save, switch back to our browser and refresh. And there we go. Well, we have one more option, and it'll make this look a lot better. Rather than offsetting it by 6, we can change each of these to 3, 6. And what that will do is make both of these divs stretch 100% across its parent, because 6 plus 6 is 12. Let's change the CSS for span 6 that are children of span 6, so that we can notice a difference. Give it a background of black. And we'll hit save, switch back to our browser and refresh. And as you can see, now each element is nicely fit within its parent, and that's because they equal up to 12. Of course, it maintains its responsive nature. We get down to about tablet size. Well, that's about right. All the way down to mobile. And we have our layout nicely fit. So that pretty much wraps up scaffolding. However, I did leave out one section, and that is the responsive utility cases. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now, but I will get into it in my next video and give you a quick preview of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be utilizing a lot of the CSS classes and JavaScript components that Bootstrap offers, and we're going to build this neat little layout. And cool thing about this is we won't have to write one line of CSS or JavaScript. A lot of this stuff, like the slider, will be functional, drop-down menus, tabbable content, and even a cool modal window. So thanks for watching. Stick around for the next video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Thanks.